Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Wow! Who the fuck is that guy?
I love you! My balls are hot.
So, do you remember last week how we usually open every episode with asking each other how we are, how you going and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then every week you just get worse and worse. Yeah. I feel like this week it's come to fruition.
And I'm dying now.
Mark, for everybody listening, first and foremost, welcome to Across the Cage. Mark, he has grade 7 flu.
Man flu, bro.
Man flu.
Hey, let me just point out, still went to work 6:30.
Yeah.
Still went to
Now,
work.
did he work properly today? No.
No, I've made everything worse.
Yes. That's generally what happens, though. I feel like I do the same thing when I go to work. I feel like when I go to work, I work through the sickness. Now there comes to a point where your body shuts down and you can't do anything. Which was me Friday.
Yeah, me right now. I'm dying.
Yeah.
But soldier on.
Yes.
Soldier on.
For the greater good of the podcast.
Yes, 100%. Well, it's because we have such a hard-on inducing interview that's about to pop up.
Yeah, I mean it's a monumental moment for Across the Cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is it was a proud moment for us. We're just a couple of dudes from Western Sydney that had an idea of wanting to just quietly. Mark's just pulled out from his pocket the most horrendous tissue I've ever seen in my life.
It might be someone else's tissue.
That's disgusting, bro. Hey, is that from 1970s? That tissue? Not sure if tissue or sandpaper.
Oh, fucking hurts.
Disrespectful.
Oh my
Disrespectful.
Listen,
yeah.
it's good that we got an interview coming up because I want to subject these fuckers to all this sniffling.
Yeah. Well,
Am I sick or am I doing lines of cocaine on this podcast?
you're doing both at the same time. But yeah, no, it's obviously it was a monumental moment for us. We're a couple of dudes from Western Sydney. Just had an idea of wanting to start a podcast where we were speaking about MMA on a daily basis and generally pop culture on a daily basis, and we thought, you know what, we're going to share our conversations with the world. And for that to turn into having a what was supposed to be a 10-minute conversation turned into a 25-minute conversation with a two-time or two-weight.
Well, one of the
unofficial 3-weight,
Yeah.
World champion.
One of the best fighters on the planet. It's as simple as that.
It was it was amazing. And if you don't know who we're talking about, we do have Martin Nguyen on the show today.
Hey bro, give him his nickname.
The Situ-Asian.
The Situ-Asian.
Honestly, it was an awesome chat from us here, and I think I've probably said it maybe 473 times during the podcast, and about 487 times after the podcast or after the interview. It meant a lot to us to have him on the show, and what he bring to us it's a moment for us that we'll cherish for the rest of our lives. And it may only seem like a 25-minute phone conversation for Martin, but to us it was much more than that.
Because it's not just speaking to that, but it's us achieving goals.
It's
us achieving goals. And it's not so much now wanting to gloat and talk shit, but you compare us to some other people who have been, again, maybe hustling hard or maybe not trying as hard, and they've got 50 episodes, 100 episodes,
yeah,
and they're just moseying along.
Mm-hmm.
I said moseying, played Red Dead, so I said moseying.
It's all right.
It's a good reference there, but it's goals. It's smashing goals, and that's what we want to do. And hopefully we have more things lined up.
Yep.
We have, should we mention anyone else that we're teeing up? Not yet.
No.
Wait until we get locked in.
We like to keep things close knit.
Well, we have other things planned. We know they're in motion, as people say. The wheels are turning.
The wheels are in motion.
Yeah. Well, you put that together.
Yeah.
All right.
The wheels are in motion. For those of you that don't know Martin, the Situ-Asian Nguyen, he currently holds the featherweight title at One Championship, defending the belt. Funnily enough, this weekend at their event,
Roots of Honor.
Yes, Roots of Honor, and their event that is being held out of
Philippines.
The Philippines, Manila this weekend. I believe you'll be able to catch that live on YouTube.
Now, do they do that
and
everyone?
on their app as well?
Are you sure they do it every? I don't think it's everyone. I think they did it for the new era.
Was it only just for the new era?
I believe that the YouTube thing was new era, but you can watch it free.
100%. You can watch it free on the app.
Yes.
Martin Nguyen will be taking on Jindamba. I'm not going to attempt his first name, but he's versing Jindamba. I know that Jindamba has been sort of wanting a title shot for a while, and he's getting one this weekend against our very own Martin Nguyen. And there's also another title fight on that card as well. You've got for the Strawweight World Championship, men's side Strawweight World Championship, Yosuke Naruta versus Joshua Pasico. That'll be an interesting fight as well. So shall we jump right into the interview?
Yeah, well, we've got the interview stacked up for you guys, so
Awesome.
hopefully you enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our interview with Martin the Situ-Asian Nguyen. All right, Martin, first and foremost, we'd just like to hear from across the cage. Obviously, it's a bit of a monumental moment for us. Our first guest on the show. You've got a lot of firsts in your career, which is awesome. Obviously, at One Championship, we as across the cage, we appreciate the time. How are you, first and foremost?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm great. I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready for war, ready for everything that comes at me next Friday night, man.
That's sick, man. That's sick. You just returned back. Obviously, you got a couple of days here back in Sydney. How was the event last week? I mean, I'm pretty sure the world watched the event last week. It was a monumental event for One Championship. What was the vibe like there?
Dude, it was like it was so awesome, man. It's such an honor to be there. It was confirmed over 50 million viewers at the time, and it was only like four fights into the event, and we cracked high numbers apparently. So, congratulations to One Championship for that. But just being able to sit cage side and then go cage side next to my and watch my boy freaking Angla kill it, man. Everything's been a blessing throughout that Japan trip, man.
Yeah, of course, and obviously seeing the probably the nicest call out I've ever seen with Brandon Vera jumping into the cage and challenging him towards the end of the year. Nicest call out I've ever seen.
Yeah, look, Brandon's a super humble guy, man, and you know what? I'm sure in a way I sensed that he didn't want to do it, but it is what it is. It happened, and it couldn't have happened in a nicer way, you know. So Angla, it was his moment, and his decision at the end of the day, and everything that comes his way, man, he deserves. So if Brandon wants to call him out, then it'll definitely be a huge fight for both men.
Yeah, of course. And I guess that kind of leads us into, I guess, the first question that we have in regards to, the current view of the differences between mainstream, UFC and One Championship. They're two polar opposites. Just the call out that we see on the weekend with Brendan Vera, and then the call outs that we see week in, week out, and obviously the stuff that's happening at the moment with, on social media with Conor and Khabib, which is, I personally think it's completely outrageous. But how what's your view on the whole calling out situation, and how you take trying to get your opportunities with taking on fighters above you or challenging for titles and whatnot?
Yeah, no, look, the one line that I always go by is hard work pays off. If you put in the hard work and you're on a winning streak, then you have every right to call out your next opponent. But at One Championship, everyone's respectful to each other. I mean, they're on an elite retreat at the moment. There's 60 of the top fighters that fight for One Championship. They're all at a resort together and they're all hanging out like friends. So the vibe that you have at One Championship, it's all good vibes, man. Whereas whereas UFC, it's all about, man, you got to disrespect your opponent. You got to talk about each other's wives and families, and go into their personal business just to get a fight. Like, I mean, I don't know what fans are thinking or wanting to see that. I mean, they would just want see a good fight. Like, just put two warriors inside a cage without all the banter.
Well, I think, yeah. I think
this is what makes us, like the West, different from the East. I mean, UFC, they have to sell fights to pay their fighters. One championship, we let our fists do the talking. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's something that has been, reaffirmed by the CEO as well. Where in one of the Instagram videos he put up saying that, he wants everyone out there respecting and showing respect, and bringing respect to the sport itself. How
good was that video, man?
Yeah, that was incredible.
I definitely got chills from it.
You and me both. Outrageous. And you never see anything like that from, any other organization. And I think that's what makes one championship so unique, is that you're not about selling fights by, like you said, trash talking and talking about people's families and religion and whatever. You're selling fights, or you're, selling tickets to stadiums and whatnot on the basis of just pure fighting. And I think that's, the true art of mixed martial arts is on the fighting itself. So,
like the main thing that actually sells tickets is genuine people who want to see genuine people succeed. Like people see like how we are on social media, how respectful we are, and how much of a role model we can become, not only for themselves but for the young, like for their sons, their daughters who also follow it or whatever. They want like a person to look up to, and the perfect person to look up to would be the perfect person who is respectful, People who want their kids to look up to people like Conor McGregor and all that, it's a complete different ballgame, man.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. I wanted to switch gears and talk a little bit about how you got started in the sport. You started in the sport quite late, but even before that, obviously you're from the main streets of Western Sydney. Where did you grow up in Sydney, and where did you go to school, high school, and whatnot?
Yeah, so I grew up in a suburb called Sadleigh. It's a bit of a rush suburb. It's a Liverpool region. Yep. Liverpool area. So I grew up in Liverpool. And also I went to high school, Liverpool Boys High School. Look, thankfully for me, I wasn't bullied or, I wasn't the one doing anything. I was just a normal kid. I liked to have fun. I played my rugby league. I hung out with the Polynesians. It was just like I was just like a normal kid that who everyone accepted, I mean, didn't really get into street fights or start trouble or anything like that.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, my wife and I were expecting our first one, and we got married, and the kilos started piling on, and injuries forced me out of rugby league. But martial arts brought me to martial arts to make me basically want to lose weight and lose the weight, and then all of a sudden, man, I'm starting to compete, testing myself against the very best out there in Australia, and that's what earned me the contract.
Yeah, so did you say you went to Liverpool Boys?
I did, yeah, Liverpool Boys High School.
I actually went to All Saints, just down the road.
Oh, nice. So you were our rivals.
Yeah, man, so clearly we're going to have to fight now.
That's how it was, dude. Like, when I was growing up, man, like, all the year guys above me, it was always like, we're going to rush to Biggie Park. There's a fight between All Saints and Liverpool Boys. Like, what the hell?
That's exactly how it was, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly how it was, eh?
Yeah.
Biggie Park.
Yeah.
Last time I went to Biggie Park was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, man. That's how it is, man. Like, when I was back in school, it was always either, it was a race against like the Serbs versus the Fobs, or All Saints versus Liverpool Boys, or something versus someone,
Yeah, exactly, man.
What was rugby league like? I was discussing this before we got rolling. It's very, I wouldn't say it's weird, but it's different seeing someone from Vietnamese background playing rugby league. You don't really see that in sort of this day and age. It's more so the Aussies and the Polynesian boys that sort of get involved. Were you at a relatively high level moving forward towards?
I was a unique Asian that played rugby league. I lived and breathed rugby league. I started playing when I was 8 years old. It was just I played for a while, man, and when playing, I made Hal Matthews up at the SG4. So I played representative league for West Magpies. So it was up until that stage where it was like 17, turning 18, where multiple dislocations on my right shoulder. I got over the fact that I was, I could fall asleep and I would wake up to it being dislocated.
Yeah.
It came to that point, and I was so young and naive that I didn't want surgery. I think surgery, like, they're going to cut me open. Little did I know, it's only like 3 little holes that they do for a reconstruction, but I thought they were going to, like, split my skin left, right, and center. And, and I was like, man, I'm never going to do surgery, stuff like that. and yeah, man, I hung up the boots, man, and I got married. Man, everything happened so fast, man, and you know what? It happened for the better.
Yeah, exactly right. Well,
I wouldn't be where I am because
Yeah, that's right. And obviously, what was joining One Championship like? Like, you obviously started off in the mistaken me, the organization Brace. Was it called? Is it Brace?
Did, yes.
Yes, yeah. So, what was the transition like from going to Brace into One Championship?
Yeah, so it was my last fight on Brace, which was for the Featherweight World Title, the Featherweight Australian Title. I versed a very a dangerous opponent at that time. His name was Luke Standing.
Yep.
And we both didn't know. We just thought like we were going to fight for the title. And at that time, Brace had signed as an affiliate to One FC.
Okay.
That's what they used to be called, One Fighting Championship.
Yep.
And then so yeah, they signed as an affiliate, but none of us took any attention to it. It was just the fact that we got a big fight coming up, and we're going to do whatever it takes to win this title because the title was vacant. Used to be held by I think it was Holstein or something like that. At that time, and so Luke was meant to fight for the title 2 times, and his opponent pulled out until they officially vacated it, and he was going to fight me. I was the up and comer. I was the one that everyone doubted, and he was the one that everyone put on a pedestal to win. And I came out and I done what I do best, man, and that's putting the hard work and training, and it showed in the fight. And after that bout, finished in round 1. The owner of Base come over with a contract in his hand, and he's like, "Well, you won the title, but now it's officially vacated again because you're going over to One Championship." And I was like, man, everything happened so fast. And then making my promotional debut for One Championship, my first fight, I actually had to pull out because I got a very bad sickness on my chest, which I had staph infection, which had a big hole in my chest.
Yeah.
So I had to sit out for 9 months or 10 months so it can heal.
Wow.
So I was a bit on the back burner with One Championship being so long and being out from MMA and training in general.
Yeah.
And then once all healed up, man, I took a late notice fight. I think it was like a 3-week notice, and then from there it just I done favors, and I was a yes man, and I got multiple fight offers, and my second fight for One Championship, it was for the interim world championship title, which obviously I lost, but I would never take that moment for granted because that's what made me step up as an athlete.
Yeah, and not just an athlete. I mean, the first 2-weight world champion for One Championship. That's that in itself is something that I would think that every single fighter that decides, I'm going to start fighting, dream of being not just a champion but a 2-weight world champion. And obviously you went for 3. You went for 3. What was the?
Man. I'm the unofficial 3 division world champion. Man.
Yeah, that's right.
I still thought that I won that fight.
Yes.
It was only that last moment in the fight, in the 5th round, where my opponent clipped me, dropped me, and I mean it didn't hurt me. I got up straight away, but it was at that moment where it swayed it to the judges' decision. It was a tight fight. He's a multiple-time world champion. He's been in the game forever, so it is what it is. I took it on the chin and I moved forward.
Well, you definitely got our support in terms of the fact that you are the 3-weight world champion over there.
I wanted to ask because there's so many, or I mean not so many, but there's a couple of differences between what mainstream mixed martial arts viewers are used to, and one championship where the judging is done completely different. Now, I think that's potentially why, I mean, the judging is done by, instead of by rounds, it's done by just the overall fight. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's maybe because it was at the end of the fight, maybe the judges thought differently. But at the end of the day, like Mark just said, unofficial 3-weight world champion from us.
Yeah, man. Like, so if it was round by round, I easily had
Oh, 100%.
4 rounds to 1, whatever it was. But look, that's the thing about one championship. It's all about fighters who come to fight, not win rounds.
That's right.
Yeah, if you're going round by round, there's other rule sets out there and other organizations that you can fight for. But man, all it takes is like a takedown and you won the round or whatever it is. If the round is tight, I'm like, man, that's bullshit. If you want to fight, man, people come to fight. They come to fight. They want to see leather contact in the face or whatever it is. But they come to be entertained, and that's one championship.
100%.
One championship is really entertaining.
100%.
So it is what it is from there. Yeah.
Now you split your actually, sorry, before we get into the because I've got a couple of questions about the training camp. Before we get into that, the weight cut, obviously the weight cuts are different as well. There's more hydration tests with one championship compared to traditional weight cut. And obviously you can cut three different weight classes. What do you find is the I guess the easiest weight cut for you? And what's your favorite weight class to fight at?
My favorite weight to fight at is my current weight now, which is featherweight. So basically, one championship's weight divisions. How it works is everyone moves up a weight division.
Yeah.
So how that works is like bantamweight goes to featherweight goes to lightweight goes to welterweight goes to middleweight, and vice versa. So in terms of the weight cut itself, there is no weight cut. It's basically like you get your diet on point to whatever makes you feel the strongest. You're fueled up with minimum 3 to 4 liters of water inside your belly.
Yeah.
And you're pissing clear. Basically, clear is like completely see-through. And they watch you. They literally watch you. Pull your pants down.
Yeah.
Put your penis over a cup. You give them the cup. They take it to another room where all the officials are, and they got like a hydration pen tester, which is whatever it is, and it tests the amount of sodium in your urine, and it has to be under 0.025 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so basically, the more closer to zero you get, it's like water.
Yeah.
So that's how they test you. After you pee, you jump on the scales, and if you're underweight, then or if you're on weight, then you pass, and you need 2 consecutive days to pass, and you don't have to weigh in on the 3rd day. Now, if you weigh in on the first day and you're on weight perfectly, but your urine is dehydrated, they make you drink water, which drinking water will throw you overweight. So then you gotta, in a way, there's ways of trying to get around it where you drink a lot of water and you work out. So you sweat out a bit, you just pee out, you drink it. 9 times out of 10 that doesn't work. But they make you drink water, and they weigh you again, and they do the hydration again until you pass hydration. And whatever weight you're at, if you're on weight, then you're clear for that day. But if you're overweight, then they make you do whatever it takes to make weight the next day, and then you have to weigh in again on fight day. So you need 2 consecutive days of making weight.
Yeah. I think the way that's handled at one championship is just it's a much safer way for the fighters first and foremost.
So much more healthier, and it's an even ball game, regardless of if people rehydrate or cut weight or whatever. For a fact on paper and on stats, everyone is the same.
Yeah, yeah. Comparatively to people, you see hours before, weighing in with towels and towels on them and just looking like death. Absolute death.
To make that extra 100 grams.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So your training camp. So do you do a little bit of your training camp in Sydney and a little bit over in with Henry Hooft at 365 Hard Knocks? Is that right?
That's right. Now, as of this fight camp, all my fight camp has been basically 4.5, 5 weeks has been with Henry here. So Hard Knocks 365. Henry's taken me underneath his wing, and he's basically showed me the ropes of what it takes to maintain a championship title. The training was grueling. It was intense. It hurt, but I'm blessed for the journey that being able to meet someone like Henry, who's basically a down to earth guy, a family guy. The gym's so family orientated. And I came back to Sydney. The reason why I came back to Sydney was I had to get medicals done. If I had got my medicals done beforehand, I would have finished my camp in freaking Hard Knocks 365. But in a way, I'm blessed as well. So I came back to Sydney. I got my medicals done, and I've linked up with my original coach, which is Kreiser. And he's and we've been working every single day. I've been doing my thing in the mornings, and we've been working at nights. And I still get some of the boys that come help me out as well. And man, it's been a blessing coming back from here. What's
it like training at with Henry Hooft out there? Because there's obviously some world renowned fighters. Obviously, UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman's out of that training camp there. What's it like being surrounded by fighters like of that nature?
Dude, it made me realize, personally, that there's levels to training.
Yeah.
Never in a million years have I been dead from training in Australia. I'll be honest with you, I pick and choose my days to go hard. I've got bodies, I've got amateurs all over the place. I can go 7 days, 2 times a day, and I'm still training and I'm still feeling good. Whereas when I went to when I was in Hard Knocks, the Monday the week started 2 times, and you're like, oh, I'm sore. And then the Tuesday comes along, you got sparring in the morning, and at night you got strength conditioning, and I caught it quits, man. I was like, man, I'm done. I'm so wrecked. I'm so wrecked. Like I was like, look, I'm a gamer. I play games every night, all night, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years. But throughout my whole 5 weeks, I was over. Even up until now, man, I've been focusing so much on my sleep. I'd knock out when I was over, I was knocking out at 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, I feel so refreshed.
Oh, gaming. What are you into?
I play CS:GO and Overwatch.
Mark's our what's it called? Our gamer of the podcast.
Yeah. So the fact that you also play Overwatch as well means that we're gonna have to fight again because
yes.
I think we're gonna have to set something up here to sort the fact that
I think we're gonna have to, man.
Yeah.
Far out. All right. Obviously, you got your upcoming fight this weekend. I won't take up too much more of your time.
Yes, sir.
You've obviously mentioned that you've had an amazing training camp. What can we expect for this fight coming up next weekend?
I mean, I wouldn't say anything different. I mean, when you hear people ask athletes this question, I mean, everyone's like, oh, you see another 2.0, man, you're going to see me do this. Man, you're going to see the same fighter. Obviously much more sharper, working with world-renowned coach. I'm going to be much more switched on, and I'm no particular type of fighter. I'm no striker. I'm no grappler. I'm no specialist in anything. I'm just what I call myself. I call myself an adaptive fighter. So wherever my opponent pushes me into a corner or he makes me do, I'll adapt and I'll use it against him.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the strongest things that a lot of fighters, I mean, every weekend on this podcast, I think I say it at least 4 or 5 times about one of the strongest things that every champion has had from Bellator to UFC and won is that they're able to adapt mid-fight. They're able to adapt between rounds and when they see a weakness in their own game plan or an opponent's, they're able to adapt and push forward and expose that weakness.
Of course.
We've got one very last but probably most important question. Obviously, you are the first guest of the show. Again, we do appreciate you coming on. Who would you rather fight? A John Jones sized Demetrius Johnson, or a Demetrius Johnson sized John Jones?
Oh damn, man! Damn, that's hard. Demetrius Johnson's fight brain is like legit.
The GOAT.
Obviously, he's called the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah.
John Jones is like a brick, and his fight brain is crazy as well. But I think my only way of surviving that, due to the fact of size only, would be a John Jones in a Demetrius body. At least I can say like, oh man, I'm bigger than my opponent. Dude, I stood next to Demetrius. Actually, I was talking to Demetrius while I was in Japan as well. Like the guy is up to my shoulders. I'm as short as it is, but he's up to my shoulders. So he's very short.
Yes, he is short, but can put you in any type of submission from anywhere at any time, and you won't see it.
Yeah.
Martin,
obviously to go for a reason.
Yes, exactly right. Well, like I said, we really appreciate your time. Obviously, you're deep into your fight camp. Obviously it's fight week, only a couple short days away. Here at Across the Cage, we wish you all the best, not just with this fight, but with the rest of your career. We're going to be following you and supporting you with whatever you do. So thank you so much, man. We appreciate the time.
No problems, guys. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye. Wow.
That really happened, though.
Yeah, it's amazing to listen back to, isn't it?
I don't know if it was a fever dream or not, cause fever.
Cause you have fever. That was sick. That was honestly, and I said this to him after the interview. It was it was a highlight of my life, and one of the most craziest things and coolest things I've ever experienced in my life and never done in my life. And like I said before we jumped into the interview, that's something that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Just his insight, just speaking to him, he's just one of the most respectful dudes. How can you not like him?
You know what? I think the biggest thing is it's like talking to one of the lads from the area.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's right. Now, did Mark challenge him to fight 3 times? Yes, he did.
Yeah, look, don't step into my ring. Don't step into my kingdom if you're not about to throw down, my brother.
You know what? That'll be an awesome set when we get YouTube and video set up. That'll be sick if we can hopefully one day get him back on to you sit down and play some sort of battle royale or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, man. Or he can meet my dog. Now, how do you think that's gonna go?
Well, we all know what's gonna happen.
Someone's getting sexually assaulted by my dog.
Yes.
Now I'm crying, but I don't know if it's the emotions or the fever. I'm fucking dying on this podcast. But hey, we need to get this done.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
Again, thank you so much to the situation.
That guy. Isn't he in jail for tax fraud?
The situation. Oh, that's that guy from Jersey Shore.
The 60-year-old with
no
abs.
idea. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for sharing the time with us right before fight week. Monumental for us, monumental for I guess people to get an insight of one championship. I know that he obviously went in depth with the whole weight cut and the hydration testing. That we'll upload as a separate little clip as well for you guys to listen to and share to the world and whatnot. I know that obviously Ben Askren jumped into it with Joe Rogan. We've got Martin Nguyen to jump in more detail with us.
Exactly.
So basically, we're better than Joe Rogan.
We're better than him.
Basically.
Look, all right, we had one download on an episode. Who cares? We're bringing in the real info. We're bringing in the people. Who wants to hear about Ben Askren? He has no followers on Instagram.
Ben Askren?
Yeah.
But
last time I heard, he has no traction at all on social media.
But also, he's going to be at that. The UFC have announced a press conference on Friday.
What's that one? Is that the big ones?
I think it's the one. I think it's a press conference before the. I think it's when the weigh-ins happen, the ceremonial weigh-ins for the UFC card that we'll jump into, breaking down a little bit later.
Quickly, what happened to the big one? I might just be me missing it. What happened to the big ones? Is this the one where all the fighters are on the stage?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay,
this is it.
So when was the last time that happened?
I reckon I have a feeling. Now this is the last time that happened. That was when. I guess they always do it before International Fight Week. I think the last big one, the huge one they had was when they announced Conor and Khabib.
Yes.
But the one after that...
Neither of them were there, yeah.
No, but the one after that was Ben Askren, Kamaru Usman was there.
Yes, okay, yes.
So this press conference, I'm predicting after... Obviously, WrestleMania happened yesterday. Did I watch it? Yeah, I did. Mark didn't because no respect. No respect for the business. Obviously, Brock Lesnar dropped the title yesterday to Seth Rollins. Didn't appear on Raw today, so obviously there's no storylines with including Brock Lesnar at all. So my prediction is that, and they've been discussing it and talking about it across all the dark web and all the forums and websites for MMA and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Where are you going for your information, bro? Hey, can I help I get a key of cocaine and some MMA information?
Hey, can I get an 8-ball and your picks for UFC 238?
Yeah, exactly, bro. You're going a bit too deep for your information, bro. But I respect your dedication to the podcast.
Or August. They're going to announce Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar.
Look, do you care?
Now, does Brock Lesnar deserve the title shot? No.
Does he deserve to be in the UFC? No.
Yeah, no. Now, did he look shredded yesterday? He didn't look like old thick Brock Lesnar that we're used to.
Yeah, man.
He looked fit. I know that he is training. But again, I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna market it. I mean, I don't know about you, but I just think that at the end of the day, that heavyweight title picture is just so shady. It's so all over the place, especially with Stipe not having a title, like an immediate title, immediate rematch. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Well, look, man, I just couldn't care less.
Yeah.
And that's just about... it's a shame as well. I like DC, man. As a person, I think DC is a great representation for the sport.
Yes.
Never popped.
Yes.
Never been popped. Never has great... what are the words they use? Optics, I guess, in the way to look at it. Like, he represents himself very well on social media. And the stuff he does for kids wrestling.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing.
Yes.
But I just couldn't care less right now. And that might be a bit because I'm a bit of a bitch boy for Stipe. Like, I enjoy what Stipe does as a fighter.
Yes.
And I feel disrespected for him.
Yes.
That he didn't get it. Maybe it's because of that. And maybe because I don't feel like he's a legitimate... No, he's a legitimate champ, but... No, he's not in the sense he hasn't defended the fucking belt. Like, he's waiting and holding out. You know, he's held up... Daniel Cormier.
He did.
Against fucking the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
But technically he did defend the belt.
Okay, fair enough.
You know?
Look, I'm wrong.
But that shouldn't have been... He shouldn't have fought him. He should have fought Stipe.
That was such a irrelevant fight that my brain just said, fuck it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know?
But yeah, I think this press conference that happens...
Was that 3 weeks after some shit of the Beast fight?
It was relatively close, yeah. And they paid him something like 3-4 million for that fight. To save the card, apparently. But I don't understand why they couldn't just chuck Stipe in there, but... You know, it is what it is. All
right, Max Holloway, bro. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Shall we jump into some other bit of current events? If you like.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't brought this one up because I'm fucking sick of talking about it.
I don't know. I don't know. So this is the first thing. There was another incident that concerns one notorious Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I just want to... I feel like I say this every week. Just stop talking. Stop jumping on Twitter. Stop pretending like you're going to go into the WWE. Just fight, bro. Either fight or don't fight. That's it. You know, if I have no issues if he steps away now. I mean, I do because I want to see him fight again. But if you want to turn around and go, you know what, I'm done fighting. This is what my business ventures are. Then fair enough, right? But it's just too much teasing going on with him, and then he's getting involved with so much rubbish on the outside.
Does he not have a publicist?
He probably does. Doesn't give a fuck.
Hires a guy.
Hires a guy? Who the fuck is that guy?
He's just sitting there, just eating, just chilling out.
Mr. McGregor, I'm your publicist.
You just smash a proper 12 in the corner. That's what he pays unlimited.
Yeah, you know who his publicist is? Dylan Dennis.
That's
why.
Terrible.
Yeah. But that civil suit against McGregor for the iPhone incident, the actual charges have been dropped. I think that guy came to his senses and like,
I'm pretty sure he probably paid
settled out of court. Settled out of court.
Yeah, he just settled it, bro.
But now there's something else that's come up. The police investigating Conor McGregor over alleged bar fight.
Oh, I didn't know about this one. When's this? Go scroll up, please.
So, according to the Irish Mirror,
Sorry, I just want to see the date. 8th.
Yeah, so...
Fuck.
Today.
Yep.
According to the Irish Mirror, former UFC champion Conor McGregor is being investigated by Ireland's police force, the Gardaí, over allegations he assaulted a bar patron in Dublin on Saturday. The report in the Irish Mirror stated that McGregor is accused of fighting at the Marble Arch pub in Dublin's Drimnagh neighbourhood. That outlet quoted a number of sources regarding what allegedly took place. I'm to be honest with you, and this is coming from a Conor McGregor dick rider, I'm over talking about this situation.
Yeah, but you know what? Move on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This I found fucking stupid. Tito Ortiz will continue career, planning October fight. That's just for fun. Move on.
He got so hard over beating Chuck at CTE Chuck, basically. You know? Why are you excited to beating him? Chuck smoked you twice in your prime.
So he told TMZ, I'll probably be fighting in October. After I fought Chuck last year, I thought it would probably be my last one. But my body is intact. Everything is fast. Everything is great. Sparring's been good. Training's been great. And so let's do one more for fun. No. No.
Wait, go bare knuckle.
No. That's so...
Hey, Tito, challenge Chuck again in bare knuckle.
No. I don't want to see bare knuckle.
I want to see Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz
I don't want to see Chuck Liddell.
in bare knuckle.
No. No. Please don't give Chuck any ideas. He listens to this podcast. Don't give him any ideas.
Oh my god.
He'll be sitting there, fucking in a hospital bed. Boop, boop. He's fighting. Fight. I want to fight.
Why does he sound like that?
Don't know.
Was he Japanese?
CTE. I am a Chuck Liddell.
Whoa.
That was my French accent.
Racist.
That was my French accent.
Racist.
Why?
Racist, bro. It's 2019. Everything's racist.
True.
Yeah.
Pants I'm wearing, racist. I'm wearing chips on my socks right now.
Yeah.
It's racist.
100% racist.
To Americans.
To the French.
French fries.
Yeah. Still got it, bro. Dying. The fever, 110 degrees. Still got it.
Why? That Chuck Liddell did not sound Japanese at all.
It was terrible, bro.
Anyway, I just don't think...
I'm still using the same tissue, by the way.
First and foremost, I don't think... Don't mention Chuck's name fighting in the same sentence ever again. Tito Ortiz, stop. Don't know what you're doing. You're not going to... I don't know. Okay, obviously he said it just for fun. You know why I said just for fun? Golden Boy Promotions, not going to sell pay-per-view.
No. Yeah.
You sold 22,000 pay-per-views, didn't even cover your wages.
Also, just quickly, stop with the politics on your Instagram, Tito, bro.
But isn't he running for honor? Isn't he running
just
for office?
Just relax, bro. Relax. No, like...
I thought he was running for office.
You know what? If someone... I don't want to get into it. Just relax. That's what I feel.
Just Tito Ortiz, you've had an amazing career. You're 44 years old.
What's his record? No, see, but that's the worst thing. I'm just taking a joke, you know. I'm cracking a joke. Some cunt will take it seriously, like I'm actually bagging him out. Look, bro, he's done more than me. Let's see.
What is it?
It's not bad.
20, 12, and 1.
Not bad. Oh, see, it counts. The chocolate Del punch counts.
Of course.
Oh,
It was officially sanctioned in Cali,
terrible.
California. The guy made his debut at UFC 13 in 1997.
Is that why he's a legend, bro?
Yes. He was also a champion. He was he's a light heavyweight champ.
He literally
Defended the belt 5 times.
Yeah.
Then
he lost to like every great person ever.
Well, yeah. So he beat Australia's own Elvis Sinisic.
Yeah, but he was never really.
I mean, but back then he was though.
Yeah, that's true.
Back then he was.
Was he okay?
He beat Ken Shamrock.
Everyone beats Ken Shamrock.
Lost to Randy. He beat Ken Shamrock 3 times.
Yeah, that's a burn job, bro. And Frank Shamrock. Those Ken Shamrock. No, which go? No, Frank Shamrock.
He lost to Frank Shamrock. He beat Ken Shamrock here.
Yeah, that's the okay.
Here
Yeah,
and here.
yeah. Ken Shamrock also lost twice to Royce Gracie. Eh?
Yes. He's beaten Forrest Griffin, Vitor Belfort.
Forrest Griffin even that
He
out.
beat Chuck Liddell most recently. He had a draw against Rashad Evans. He beat Ryan Bader. I mean, he's got an amazing career, like just right off into the sunset. He's a UFC legend, UFC Hall of Famer. Look how many freaking fights he's had in the UFC. He's basically had, what was that? 20, bless you. 28 fights in the UFC. 28 fights in the UFC.
That's good, man. Man, like, oh, again,
Right
like
off
I was
into the
saying,
sunset.
yeah, right after sunset. I'm just talking shit. It's unfortunate that fucking he did lose to like every great though.
Right off into the sunset. Like, you don't bless you. You don't need to fight, man. You don't need to fight anymore.
Well, apparently he's doing very well on the entrepreneurial side.
He's flipping cars. He's got a car business. He's flipping cars.
2 now, I think. 2 dealerships.
2 dealerships now? I mean, in America, that's huge. Flipping cars over there is huge. That's
Well, it's
huge
got something to do
money.
with the taxes and shit. Here, you
Yeah.
get limited. You're only allowed to do it so many times.
Yes.
Anyway, the UFC card, my friend, coming
First,
up.
well, there's still a couple more little things that I would like to just touch on briefly before we jump into the UFC cards, because I understand that UFC cards are, huge, stacked. But yeah, Tito, relax. We don't want to see you fight. Be a promoter. Do something with the UFC or do something with Bellator, but stay right away from fighting. You've done your time. You're a legend. Stop. Okay? And I say this to you because you listen to our podcast. That's why. Lyoto Machida believes win over Chael Sonnen leads to title shot against either Gegard Mousasi or Ryan Bader.
I don't understand how that works. But fair enough. Who's Bellator got really now? That's young and up and coming, that really challenges or brings the name in. That's an unfortunate thing for them. They bring in old fellas all the time. And when I say the old people, I don't mean like they can't fight anymore, but they're not going to be long reigning champs. It just doesn't work like that when you're on the tail end of your career.
Yeah, but
Are you expecting Lyoto?
But it's also at a company. It's also at a company that they don't really have a depth of, like, they need as much viewership as possible. They don't have a depth. Like when I think about the premier fight promotions, I honestly just don't think of Bellator.
Yeah, I know. Man,
And it's a shame because they've got a couple of decent fighters, but in terms of their production, in terms of the way that they handle themselves, it just feels like I'm watching a B grade event. I don't feel that when I watch one championship. I don't feel that when I watch
that's
the
what I was gonna
UFC.
say. I think one now has taken over.
I honestly prefer watching one championship over watching Bellator fight cards. I personally think when it comes to this, I believe that, again, Lyoto Machida's done his time. Very much like what's his name? Ortiz. Very much like Ted Ortiz. They came up around the same era. You've done your time. Same as Chael Sonnen. You've done your time. Like, I don't think it's I feel like at times MMA fighters, especially from that era, try to emulate what the WWE does when WrestleMania swings around, when the Royal Rumble swings around, when you've got fighters that are pushing their 40s and they're legends of the sport and they want to come back in and fight. No, it's completely different to doing that in WWE, because the WWE, obviously everybody knows you're not really getting hurt, right? You're putting on a show. We fell in love with you because of the storylines that you were involved in, because of the persona that you brought to the ring, your fighting style or the in-ring style, and all the wars and stuff that you went through back in the day. We have so many memories of that. The last memory that we see of these guys is either them getting knocked out or getting hurt. Like Chael Sonnen's last fight, he lost. Machida had I believe it was a split decision win in his Bellator debut. He knocked out Vitor Belfort with a head kick in his last UFC fight. But before that, Machida didn't really have that.
Well, John Jones choked him the fuck out.
Yeah, it's. I just think that these older fighters, unless they have if they have a promotion where it's like a legend league or if these legends want to fight, go there.
That's Bellator.
That's what Bellator is, and I don't like that because it's a mixture of young and old. Bellator needs to be that promotion if they want to get anywhere. Up and coming rising stars. The UFC, they'll have a fight here and there where a legend will return or something like that, but you won't have a card main event by something like this. Bellator needs to get back to establishing a core base of young up and coming fighters to push. Okay, fair enough. You may lose some along the way to go to the UFC, but you need to want fighters to want to get involved with your promotion. Here in Australia and in the Asian market, people either want to go to the UFC or they want to go to one championship.
Yeah.
Yes, there are a couple of fighters, female fighters that are doing really well in Bellator, and I won't take that away from them. What Bellator have done really well is promote their female division. They're all their female divisions there. They've done a really good job. But the men's ones, I just feel like they're just so lackluster. I don't know. What do you think?
That was a good fucking. You went hard then. Passionate about this.
For us to be in business, in the podcast business, to have things to talk about constantly, we want MMA promotions to be the best that they can possibly be. We don't want to hate on any promotions. We want everybody to flourish, because that gives us something to talk about.
It isn't hate. You're just being critical of what.
Right? I just think that these older fighters need to make a decision whether or not, if you're going to fight, cool, make your own league, make your own division, make your own, whatever promotion. Go over there and do it over there, because doing this takes the shine away from somebody that deserves a main event spot or deserves a title shot.
Yeah.
Gegard Mousasi, he's a legitimate world champion, right? Yeah. In the UFC, probably should have gotten a title shot in the UFC, right? Didn't get that, fair enough. He's probably one of the most legitimate fighters on that card.
In the company.
In the company.
Yeah.
And I just think that...
Look, I agree with you 100%.
I fight Gegard Mousasi versus Lyoto Machida doesn't sell anything for me. Gegard Mousasi versus Chael Sonnen doesn't sell it for me. I enjoy Chael away from fighting. I enjoy Chael's podcast. I enjoy Chael on Ariel and the Bad Guy. I enjoy him behind the desk at ESPN. I enjoy that.
I think that's one of the few things to disagree on. I don't know.
You don't like Chael?
Nah, not really. I'm sure he's a great guy. Actually comes across as a should be awesome to have a beer with and fucking talk.
He gives me a different view on, like, when I hear... I would like to say I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of MMA podcasts, and I feel like a lot of the MMA podcasts, they kind of say the same thing. Brendan Schaub says his piece, and he's got a weird way of thinking about things. Then, listening to...
the wrong way.
The CTE way. Then listening to, what's it called? The Anik and Florian podcast. And they go in deep and break things down. And I just enjoy listening to John Anik's voice because it, soothes the soul. And Chael has a completely different view and opinion from everything else. And that's why I like to... He kind of challenges my opinions a little bit. Anyway, I'll stop my rant now. It's all good. Sorry, bro. Do you want to jump into bare knuckle? I don't know. I don't even want to give it light, to be honest. It didn't really interest me at all. It made me feel a little bit sick and weary, to be honest.
I think we need to come back to our views, like on it as a whole. We need to come back to talk about our views, whether we think it's a legitimate sport that should be promoted. But hey, man, like at the end of the day, these guys are adults. They choose to do what they want to do. They fight for the money that's given to them. I'm happy for Artem to win, man. I do think Artem's good. He trains with, again, one of the best strikers on the planet.
100%.
I think he has the skills. Now, did he showcase skills in this fight? No. I don't know what the goal is for bare knuckle, really. I don't know why the strikes you don't see.
It just makes me feel uncomfortable watching bare knuckle. I mean, and just to have it just for boxing, like I feel like it needs to be opened up to MMA in general, not just... I think if it was opened up to MMA, then I think I might be a little bit interested. But I think they're promoting the bare knuckle with boxing because it's bare knuckle and bleeding. But you see their faces after, man. It's making me sick.
We'll come back to it.
It makes me sick.
All right, so possibly most anticipated fight of the year for me.
As of right now, yeah. As of right now,
I don't know what could top it this year. Conor McGregor coming back, maybe. Nate Diaz. Actually, I don't know what could top this. These guys are both in their prime.
Khabib and
I'm over watching Khabib. I'm over watching him wrestle fuck people for 25 minutes. You know what I mean? He's kind of like... I'm not saying I'm over wrestling. It's over Khabib. You know what I mean? Like, I guess he's kind of getting drawn into the same shit as McGregor. I'm over that.
I don't know, man. I think Khabib versus the winner of this would be an exciting fight too.
Is it an exciting fight?
I think so. You don't think Khabib... How excited were you?
One of these guys. Sorry.
Okay, so how excited were you when... on 7 days' notice, Max Holloway was going to jump in to fight Khabib?
Super excited. Yeah, look, I'll retake that. So the winner of this one, yes, that'll be an exciting fight. Against Tony Ferguson, I don't know, man. I'm just... The
question here in the main event is...
My point was, would that be more exciting? No, I don't think that would be more exciting than these two fighting.
Oh, the actual fight itself.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm more excited because of the two people who are in this
The
fight.
two fighting styles
Yeah,
that they have.
yes,
Yes,
the other one, yes.
They already have some sort of history. They've fought each
Yes,
other
that's
before.
my. Sorry, that was
Yes,
my
yes.
point.
Okay.
I could not be more excited.
How young did they look when they last?
He was
fought?
20.
Ridiculous, eh?
Crazy.
Ridiculous. Now, question I have for you: Max Holloway wins this fight. Do you think that he becomes a legitimate 2-weight world champion?
Well, he hasn't taken Khabib's belt, so no. He hasn't beaten Khabib.
Because that's what they're going to promote. They're going to promote him as a 2-weight world champion. But, I don't think that he should truly be...
He won't. We know Max. He's too humble to actually really accept that title.
True.
Like, as in, the title given to him in terms of the naming.
Yeah.
He won't take it. He knows he needs to beat him. It's so weird because, like, I hope he goes up and doesn't go back down. Stays healthy at this weight. Did you want to quickly run through the whole thing though, or before we give our picks?
Yeah, of course.
You want to go from the start, just prelims and stuff.
Well, let's have a look at let's see the early prelims because it does look like a pretty deep card. That's a pretty decent fight. Lauren Muller versus Poliana Botelho. I don't know how to say her last name. Yeah, she's Brazilian. But I do know that she's a very exciting fighter to watch in the women's flyweight division. Montel Jackson. Montel Jackson, what does he sing? This is how we do it. Is that what he sings?
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Is that what he sings?
Is it Return of the Mac?
Oh yeah.
Again? Yeah.
Is that what he sings? Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Does he sing that? This is how we do it?
This is how we do
Yeah, is that
it.
what he sings?
I don't know.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night. Hey, let me see. Montel. I got a good voice, eh? Montel Jackson. And I feel alright.
Yeah, it's on the west side.
Yeah.
I'm coming in for that background vocals. Oh, he's good. I think we're getting it confused with someone else, bro.
Are you sure?
You're on a racist fucking tirade today.
No. Montel Jackson.
Jordan.
Oh.
Montel Fish.
Montel Jordan.
Yeah, it's there, bro. Montel Jordan. This is
that's what it is. That's how I know it. Montel Jordan. Sorry.
Curtis Melanda versus
yes.
Bilal Muhammad.
He's from Bankstown.
Curtis Melanda, did he
Bilal
get a big
Muhammad.
knockout or get knocked the fuck out?
Curtis Melenda.
Yes.
In his last
One of the two,
fight,
right?
His nickname is Courteous Melenda.
It's gonna be Curtis Melanda.
Oh, Bilal, remember the name Muhammad? Standard. So standard. His last fight was against Bahadurzada.
I think he'd be.
Oh, no, decision.
Yeah,
decision.
here you go. I think this was a massive knockout.
Yes, against Thiago
Yes,
Alves.
yes,
That's
yes,
what it
yes,
was.
yes,
Yes. At the start of last year. So he's fought twice since that knockout. He fought twice last year, both to decision. So he's got rounds in him.
3 times last year.
Oh, sorry, 3 times last year. Sorry,
Yeah, very active.
My apologies.
You got fever, bro?
You're giving it to me. You're giving it to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if you.
Bilal, remember the name of Muhammad. Beautiful.
Oh, he got crazy eyes.
Looks like Suman Mokhtarian. A little bit. A little bit. Who else is on this card? Yep. And the internet has just decided to take my life away from me. This is what we love in podcasts.
Just like this fever's
Taking the life away from you. We need to get video on, bro. We need to get video on.
Really?
So
You want a video of this?
Of course.
I'm dripping.
Of course.
And not even in a good way. Not in that hood way.
I'm glad Max Griffin is back. I know that the last fight that he had was I think he seemed as though he'd won.
You missed the fight. Boston Salmon.
First off, Salmon.
Great fight. He had an awesome fight, man, in Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender.
Yes, is this his official UFC debut?
I think it's official debut. He did awesome. Also, looks like one of my best mates.
Also, last name, Salmon.
Salmon.
Awesome.
Or Salmon.
What's his nickname? Please be something fish. Boston Boom Boom Salmon.
Okay, you dropped the ball, Boston.
Boston Salmon. Hey, bro, what's your favorite meal to eat in Boston? Salmon.
That was a good joke, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I've only got so much time left on this earth, and that's the shit I gotta hear.
Yeah, Boston Boom Boom Salmon. Hey, yo, what you get from Boston? You know, I get the Boston Salmon. But yeah, Matt, it's good to see. Mark's crying.
Okay.
Hey, did Wilson Race age overnight?
I don't know who he is.
Are you serious?
He looks so different.
He looks completely different, bro.
Oh, shit.
Did he lose his hair overnight, bro? What the hell happened to Wilson Race? Hey, if any one of our listeners on Across the Cage, if you found Wilson Race's hairline, can you please contact us or the UFC? Wow. I'm so shocked. Or was he always like that?
Yeah, he just didn't have the hair on the sides.
Ah, that's why. He shaved the sides of his head.
Yeah.
You know what they do?
DJ.
You know what they do these days? They get tattooing and they tattoo the middle part of their head. I think if that happens to me, I'll do that.
What? Too flattering the kid a bit too much, bro. You getting your eyes done?
Nah. My eyes don't hang like sleeves of wizards. I don't hang like sleeve of wizard. Did I get rid of it? No, I didn't.
Click the X7 there.
Okay, so yeah, Wilson Race, Alexandre Patonia, Jalen Turner versus Matt Frivola.
Excited.
Very
putting
excited.
people out. Now, this guy had the good post-fight interview?
Yes. And then the main card, relatively stacked. I mean, you got Alan Joban fighting OSP taking on Nikita Krylov.
Really hope OSP has a good comeback, man. I'm hoping we get back on that train.
I think so too.
He's a very well-rounded fighter, man.
I think so too. And then the top three fights, you've got Eric Yaboy Anders versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Fuck, man. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out.
Yes.
Then the two title fights, the middleweight interim title fight, Kelvin Gastelum against Israel Adesanya. Kelvin, please disinfect yourself before you fight. Max Holloway.
Also, please change your name from Kelvin.
Yes. Pick
Kevin?
Pick one, Kevin. Or?
I don't know. I was going to say Levin. That's not a name. Kelly. Choose one.
Pick one. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the lightweight interim title. Now, what do you want to break down? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to break down?
Look, I think we give our picks here for what we think is going to happen. But just quickly on this fight, is this the first real challenge of Israel's career? Yeah, let's not forget, Kelvin said some bullshit on the interview saying, I don't think Israel's been tested. Hey, bro, how about his 60-something fucking fights in the kickboxing?
In kickboxing, yeah. So to say that he isn't
we
tested
we know 100% is way more pressure. There's way more pressure in that in terms of constant striking. You've seen footage of Muay Thai and kickboxing fights. It's ridiculous. The amount of pressure that's applied on you constantly over the length of rounds. Is completely
please
different.
try and find somebody that is so well-rounded like Adesanya is. Besides Robert Whittaker and John Jones.
But is he that well-rounded? Where's he been tested on the ground? We've seen John Jones and Whittaker get up from the ground. We haven't seen Whittaker too deep into jiu-jitsu thing.
We haven't really seen Adesanya, and that's probably what Kelvin's game plan is going to be. He's probably
It should have been fucking Brunson's and Brad Tavares' thing. The size of Brad Tavares versus Israel.
But also, they did not even have the chance to take him down because Israel's pressure and his distance control was next level, man.
I agree on the Brunson fight. Did you watch the Brad Tavares fight?
Yeah.
There was no pressure from Israel. Israel let him do all the swinging. You remember that fight?
But it's distance control.
Yes, I know, but he didn't apply the pressure in that fight.
Yeah, but sometimes in that Tavares fight, doesn't need to. His distance control kind of dictates how that fight goes. If he's controlling how far away he is from his opponent, let's say Tavares, for example, regardless of whether he tries to take him down.
You can close the distance with correct movements, with correct footwork. Which Brad Tavares is a beast as well. Remember, people were very worried Brad Tavares was going to put fucking Israel right out.
And what happened?
Over decision.
Yeah.
Over 5 rounds, he could not.
That's right.
Piece him apart.
That's right.
Sorry, he got pieced apart.
To get back to your question, do I think that Adesanya's first test? No. I think that fight against Brunson, the whole lead up, obviously there was a bit of trash talking and whatnot leading up to it and whatever. But I think that was probably the first test because Derek Brunson's been around the traps for a while and he's You know, he's not a low-level fighter. He's not somebody that we don't know about. We know who Derek Brunson is. Derek Brunson likes to knock people the fuck out. And in this instance, Adesanya put it on him. You know, I don't know if I can take that Anderson Silva fight seriously. I think that it was more of a showcase of fighting skill rather than trying to get to a finish and trying to get to a win. I think everybody knew that Adesanya was going to try and win that fight, and I think Anderson Silva was just there just because he wanted to be there.
Money.
Now, is this going to be a fucking test for Adesanya? Of course it is. Of course it is. Now, do I think that Kelvin Gastelum deserves a title shot? I don't know.
Why not? Well, Jacare should have already had his title shot. It's not a question there.
Well, he's fighting. They've announced
Yes,
that
but he should have already had his fucking title shot.
Now, we can ask the question. We can ask the question that Kelvin Gastelum asks about Adesanya to himself. We can. Because Chris Weidman should fucking be there. Chris Weidman should be up there. So let's see. So Gastelum, this goes back 2016, right? In a different weight division. So Gastelum beat Johnny Hendricks via decision, right? And that's an outgoing Johnny Hendricks. That missed weight. Then he's beaten Kennedy he's knocked Kennedy out in the third round. This is in December 2016. He knocked Vitor Belfort out. The glass chin Vitor Belfort.
Post TRT Belfort.
Then he submitted he lost via submission to Chris Weidman. He knocked Bisping out. Bisping that had just fought GSP on 2 weeks' notice.
Less than 2 weeks, yeah.
And he beat Jacare via decision. Now, beating Jacare via decision, was that split? Was that a split decision?
I'm not too sure, actually. But I know Whittaker put him out, bro.
Yeah, Whittaker put Jacare out. Jacare out cold. I just don't think that he's been tested by Weidman, lost. Former world champion,
Look, man. The issue is, the thing is, it's done, and the fight's gonna happen on Sunday for the interim belt, the paper belt, the belt that really no one cares about.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It is what it is, and it is what it is. Is who's fighting on Sunday. And that's what everyone's fucking coming to see. I really don't feel like people are going to write off Kelvin. Look, Kelvin could put him out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
How do you think this plays out?
No idea. I really can't see. I don't have no idea. I'll admit that, and I'll wear that on my chest. I just don't know how that's going to play out. I'm just not that interested in that fight. I'm more interested in the real fight, so the fight against Robert Whittaker.
The next fight.
And that it could be relevant, even though I'm a Robert Whittaker dickwriter, it could be relevant who it is. I'm just more interested in the actual champ fight.
Yeah.
The reason this fight is very important, not even that important, it's just going to be highlights the whole way through.
Yeah.
These guys are both at their prime. How it's so fucking rare this happens.
Yeah.
Where two people meet at their absolute prime.
Yeah.
And I know there's a hype train around Max Holloway because of the Ortega fight, but that hype train should have been there from when he started to clean cunts up after he lost to McGregor.
100%.
It should have been there the whole time. People forget about him. Why was his fights against Aldo not as fucking lauded and fucking held up so high?
Yeah.
He pieced apart the most
Jose
dangerous
Aldo.
featherweight of all time.
When McGregor knocked him out in 13 seconds, Max Holloway pieced him, showcased his skill, and pieced him apart.
Yeah, but
twice.
And what's one of the big things that not only did Martin Nguyen say, that we both say, we say every week, it's the ability to adapt in a fight.
Yes.
And he adapted and pieced apart Jose Aldo. So I'm expecting the same thing. I'm not expecting to be an easy fight at all, but that's definitely what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Max to take some damage. Maybe even be put towards the side because Dustin can throw some fucking hands. Dustin's a very well-rounded in all aspects.
Yep.
But I can't see him really beating a fucking Max Holloway in a lightweight. I can't see it happening.
Dustin just looks so thick at lightweight.
Max looks good as well, man.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Max at lightweight. We haven't.
Huh?
We haven't seen Max at lightweight.
No, he's looking healthy is what I'm saying.
He is looking healthy. But we haven't seen him perform at lightweight.
He'll be fine. The gas tank of the gods, bro.
Imagine
Moana gas tank.
Imagine. Well, going up in weight. We don't know how he's going to be.
But he's a big boy. He's a big bopper. He's big for his division.
We also don't know. Oh man, imagine his power. Oh fuck.
What about Ortega? So I just want to say that as well. Ortega would be awesome at lightweight.
Again, I just think going off of what we discussed with Martin Nguyen, we just think that what one championship have done, putting everybody up the weight division. I think UFC needs to do that.
Yeah.
I think so. But
All
we'll
right.
discuss it before
Picks.
anyway.
Picks for the main event.
Well, top three. Can we do top three?
Top three. I'm gonna go Khalil Roundtree Jr. with the knockout.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm going Eric Anders, your boy. It's your boy.
Your boy, yeah.
Via vicious knockout.
By no mas.
Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya.
Don't you feel like that should be a way to win by no mas?
Via no mas.
Don't you reckon? You fucking like what he did to what Max Holloway did to.
Like no mas, like
yeah.
Well, it's called Doctor Stoppage.
Yeah.
So they should rename it to no mas,
right? And just like make it full serious.
We can rename it to no mas.
Let's do that.
We can rename it to no mas.
No one will follow our.
No one will take lead. No.
Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. What is your pick, my friend?
I'm going Israel Adesanya via TKO.
Ooh,
Second round.
that's heavy, bro.
I reckon they'll take the first round to feel each other out, understand each other's game plans. I think Israel will adjust to whatever game plan Kelvin comes out with, and will take over the fight in the second round.
I'm gonna go Hail Mary, first round knockout, Kelvin Gastelum.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Because short, stocky, we all know that overhand right's gonna come, bro.
Yes. But we also know that Israel has a chin. So,
Has it? Does he?
I don't know. Kickboxing, he's 60 fights in kickboxing.
He's been knocked out.
He has been knocked out.
Yeah. I think all his losses are knockouts. Yeah. We can double check that. Could be wrong. He could come here. He's actually probably could get here and knock me out.
Yeah, and he would have no trouble doing that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Only
You know what?
because I've got a fever.
And no.
No.
Fully healthy, fully healthy.
Fully
male,
healthy. Yep.
knocked out.
What if imagine I knock
Cause, bitch. That's what.
What would knock him out? What do I get? Do I become interim champ?
Not sanctioned. It's unrealistic. Not sanctioned. It's a straight fight. You know what you do? You get arrested. That's what you have.
Yeah.
You get arrested.
Jail 15 years.
Yes.
Jail 15
For
years.
assault.
He goes on, becomes champ. Beats my favorite fighter, becomes champ.
Yep. King hit.
Yeah.
Them laws in Sydney.
Yeah.
Then the main event. Max Holloway, Bless Holloway versus Dustin Poirier.
Max Holloway with the KO round 3-4. Fuck. Deep waters, as they say. He's gonna try drag him to the deep waters.
I don't know how to go this fight. I really don't. I personally think that this could potentially go to a decision. I think if Max doesn't get the knockout in the first 3 rounds, I think Poirier wins via decision.
Ooh.
So Max in 3 or Poirier via decision.
Max has really got nothing to lose here as well. So it's pretty good on him.
Which is just, we had this discussion before where if you're going for a double belt, you need to put something on the line.
Yes.
Something on the line. Is that it?
That's it.
So we'll give you some rest. Before we go, just again, a big, massive thank you to Martin, the Situ-Asian Nguyen, the current featherweight champion at One Championship. From us here at Across the Cage, we wish you all the best with the upcoming fight this weekend. Please go and check that out and watch that this weekend. Roots of Honor. You can check that out on the One Championship app. We do have some special limited release one-of-one shirts only for our guests for the time being, that we will be sending out to Martin to, I guess, represent being a
Throw some gang signs for him.
yes, only the nice ones.
Yeah.
Only the nice ones.
The thumbs up.
Yeah, to I guess celebrate obviously being on our show and giving back. We want to give back what he gave to us. So yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Take care. Ciao. Thank you.